Hello, Super Robot fans. My name is Austin, and welcome back to this entry into the Super Robot Wars archives. We're going to be continuing our playthrough of Alpha today. What did we just do? I'm just very excited for this scenario. Um, we sure did, did we fight Dr. Hell, maybe? Oh, yes, we didn't fight Dr. Hell specifically, but we did do a Mazinger scenario. Koji got his wings. Sorry, it was just so uneventful that I couldn't possibly remember it. Okay. Well, this episode we have Getter Robo versus Getter Robo G. And I have snuck a peek at our story already, and I know exactly what is coming up, and I'm so looking forward to it. Our opening story is not a whole lot is going on narrative-wise. It is a very pivotal moment of the Getter story. So our boys have returned to the Saotome Labs, and they are here to pick up an updated form of the Getter. And they meet Michiru, the daughter of the doctor that they work with and sometimes pilot of the Getter Robo Q. I guess I can go through this pretty quickly. We don't have any other choices to make. They also run into the pilots of the Texas Mac, Jack and Mary King. They are from America, I'm still pretty sure, in this continuity too. But they are another series of very powerful robots, but only Hayato recognizes who they are. Is there anything else immediately at the beginning? No, I think that's mostly it. They start discussing the nature of the Getter rays and what powers the Getter robots a little bit more. I don't remember if it's now or we're gonna have a scene in between this, but it's fine. They talk about the difference between Getter Robo G that they're going to pick up, and the other Getter that they're still developing, the Shin Getter or the True Getter, and how Getter rays are I mean, I've said a couple times on this channel, but they're the parallel to nuclear. They're the parallel to nuclear energy or nuclear radiation specifically, because they're rays that are coming from space, and it takes a long time to gather them. Theoretically, only the Shin Getter would be able to use them to their fullest power, and that's why the Getter G took some time to get ready, because it needed a condenser for those rays. The unfamiliar face in this scene is Benkei, who is training to be a Getter pilot too. This guy. He has been sort of in the testing, in the tests pretty much nonstop now that he's really hard committed to this project, to the point where Musashi is feeling kind of outclassed. Right, so he just ran off there because he's what's my point then? Why am I even here? And if you're familiar with some of the Getter continuities, you know exactly where this is going. I think this is the moment where they're discussing the nature of the dragon. That's the Getter 1 form of Getter J, and how what the Shin Getter is going to do. In the middle of this too, they mention the fact that there are actually a couple copies of the Getter G, and that those robots, there's another one specifically of the Getter G that's sitting in the hangar right now, and it's being kept back for testing purposes. And Hayato tries to strong arm Saotome to be right, testing purposes, but you're not testing it for the purposes of improving the performance of just our robot. What are you testing for? And this is where we get the Getter rays conversation about the Shin Getter. It seems like Mary is here. I don't think my translation mentioned her being part of that conversation at all. No, it doesn't look like it. Interesting. Well, maybe she's the person that said that. Or no, I guess it has to be Saotome that says this. But they end by saying that it feels very deliberate in this moment that the Getter rays are available. All of this is sort of falling into place. That someone is sort of driving Saotome and the Getter pilots to make the Shin Getter happen, which is good. I'm glad. This is one of the questions that I had earlier on, that a lot of this stuff feels really convenient that it's all happening at the same time. So the fact that that maybe is not just by accident. I'm glad the plot's going there. Here, Musashi and Saotome, well, I mean, yeah, her name's Saotome, but Musashi and Michiru are, well, Michiru is trying to cheer Musashi up. And Musashi has some like romantic feelings for her and is like unable to like fully express them. So like he's giving off pretty significant death flags going on here. And a warning just happened. The base just sent out a warning that there some problems have arisen, and the test getter that's been left over has started running amok. That is sort of like come to life on its own, and it is annihilating the lab. And unfortunately, because it is a test unit, it is just so much more reinforced to like put up with a lot more damage for the purposes of testing. So it's going to be a hard thing to take it down. Let's see. I guess it's going to be post the scenario, the title card. Come on. Okay, well, fine. Musashi is then gonna hop in the getter to go and try and combat this on his own as a way of sort of trying to like prove his worth to the team. It's like an admittedly pretty tragic take on the characters. That there's like there's an earnedness to this like title of power. And it makes sense coming from like kids who've been given really just phenomenal control over their life and their space. Like it feels like it is causal. It feels like it makes sense. But like this one's a lot more heartbreaking than in some continuities where like he's this like angry, wrathful, like really brazen general. Whereas here, like, this is just the kid that that doesn't want to see himself get edged out of a friend group by, like, someone new. But unfortunately, it's not going to work out too well for him. The reason we can't launch the Getter G right now is through this Getter G destroying, like, wreaking havoc on the base. The launching docks for the actual pieces that were supposed to be sortied in were like knocked off course, were destroyed. The robots weren't. The like ability to launch them was. The like runways, I guess. Oh, catapults. Catapults is the word that my translation uses. Okay, so we have Brocken in the Getter Dragon, so it's not quite that it came to life on its own, but they hypothesized maybe that it was. So we're still really interested in the like sentience of robots, which is going to come up later. Are you the one that has Bullseye on the team? I don't think you are. No, you are not. Okay, that's fine. We can't transform either, so we're just gonna have to like start swinging. I mean, this is this is our most accurate attack, so we may as well try. My translation also says that defeating Brocken before the rest of the team shows up is a skill point, but on Akarasu, it does not say expert point. It does not say that there are any expert points for this map. So I don't know what to trust. I guess we're gonna try and destroy Brocken. We're gonna try and destroy Brocken beforehand anyway, because like I mean, if the possibility of the expert point exists, why not? But okay. Well, that was a lot of damage. Oh, okay. Well, scratch that. Yes, that's why I figured there probably wasn't going to be an expert point. So Musashi is going to try to self-destruct on Brocken and the Getter Dragon. Everyone is hoping that he's going to eject in time, but unfortunately, that is not the case. So we've lost a member of the team that's been around since kind of the very beginning. And I think it is like a very important moment in the Getter continuity, from what I understand of it, that like the inability to be able to participate in violence this way without the cost of life. That like this is not a one-sided war. That people are going to die if we keep fighting like this. Feels like very crucial to the way in which the Getter world conceives of Getter rays. But for like mechanical purposes, to no longer be dour. For mechanical purposes, Benkei is basically going to do everything Masashi did. It's just a different person. Oh, this is very cool. The translation said they had like a very cool moment of them pulling these missiles away. So Brocken is trying to fire like just an absolute barrage of missiles before the Getter can like get itself assembled, and like both physically and also mentally. But we get this just absolutely extra excellent cutscene of our three pilots acting on the wrath of their fallen friend. And like for being this like kind of low quality PS1 blobular graphics, like that was still pretty cool. What we got? I wonder how the jets are going to be separate now. Because like we've been using them like that a lot. I gotta imagine they're so much better. So yeah, during that missile strike, Brocken also had planned to. That really wasn't kidding. Brocken had planned to summon some like reinforcements to like actually actively put pressure on here, and that is in fact a lot of enemies. And he also commanded Gorgon to sort of like keep them busy while he was able to pull out, which like I didn't think that was the hierarchy. Brocken feels like third tier to Dr. Hell, though I guess we kind of got like Asura exiled. And like Gorgon is a Mycenaean, but he did not seem like he was in charge of the Mycenaeans, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. But still felt like he was sort of high up, so I'm surprised he's taking orders from Brocken. But he does acknowledge that he wants to see the Chinese units in action, which is like part of the reason why I'm excited, because we finally get to see them in this map. It looks like an eraser. Oh my word! I just want to look at these quick, and then we'll look at the stats actually afterwards. But okay, 135 mobility is pretty beefy. Okay. And okay, these are practically the same, just with like some increased damage. It was like what was it, 1,000 and 1,500 before, where now it's 1,200 and 1,600. Okay. Yeah, okay. I mean, they'll probably still end up working roughly the same. Yeah, so we can combine at a diagonal. It's good. I figured we probably could, but that is good to know. Now let's look at all three of our new boys. This is the Getter Poseidon. This is the water version. But the name Poseidon didn't give enough away. I don't remember it being colored this pink before, but I mean, you can see down the bottom also. We have a C in air, and a B in grounded space, and only an A in the water. But it's very good in the water. We already know what his stats look like, so it's just here. Yeah, it's not the tankiest, but it sure does have 1,300 power, 3,500 power attack. That requires nothing other than being at high morale. Okay, cool. Then this is the Getter Liger. I'm probably because I'm a loser gonna keep calling them Getter 1, 2, and 3 just because it's easier. But and then it also has Mach Special, which is one of the special dodges. Yeah. And then okay, we're still stuck with like a 3 range post movement, but 8 move is not nothing. Nope. Yeah, it can go underground. Yeah, okay. I like never use the underground mode. We saw it once. We saw it once during my W stream the other night, but otherwise, it's probably never worth it. And the Getter Dragon. Okay, we start with Shine Spark. I wasn't sure if we were going to. And we just get to open with a Getter Beam. That's pretty sick. I mean, I'm not surprised. Sometimes they make Getter Beam be a little bit like morale intensive. Okay. Excellent. These Batos are going to do practically nothing. Like, they died. They get shredded instantly. There we go. I can't remember which of these buttons it is. I'm just not reading it. Okay. Yeah. So if any unit lands on the Sao Tome Institute, we lose. This is like the only time we're going to be threatened in these games, it feels like. So I guess we're just going to keep everybody here. I was going to move them forward a little, but I don't think that's necessary. Oh, I guess we could also just like look at the Texas back. We've not done that yet. Oh, this is a slightly different, like, this is a punched up design from what I'm used to seeing with them. They have this like man in the iron mask kind of visual to them, which is by no means American, in conjunction with their like cowboy motif. Okay. They have so many more attacks in this game. Oh my word. They typically tend to be pretty long range. I'm just used to them having like a couple of like long range shots. Texas Teki Sasu Han. Oh, hammer. I didn't realize it had a hammer. And Texas beam. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think we are just gonna like stay in place. Oh yeah, what tile are you on? Okay, you're actually on the Institute. I think that is probably fine. Yeah. Let's see what our spirits are. Bullseye, Flash, and Guts. And a Scan, an Excel, a Trust, and a Fortune. Cool. Let's see what our post movement we're working with is. 3 range and 5 range. Okay, yeah, I think we're probably fine where we are. Let's just call it here, and we'll see where things pass. Please forgive some scrolling. I need to get back to where I was with my notes. This feels like a good thing we can do. Not too far. I gotta say, so here's a fun little tidbit that you're just going to need to believe me on. I have no way of proving it. I'm sorry. But while I was reading the story for this, in anticipation that we were playing a Getter scenario, while I was doing my chores before I started recording, I was listening to Storm, and I did not get a chance. I did like the song ended. My chores finished halfway through when the song ended. So I just paused it, and while I was reading this section, as soon as the text said that the Getter G woke up, the music started playing again. Like, that feels very Getter to me. I can't prove it, but I swear on my life that it's like so fitting that the music came to life. Yeah, so we probably I looked at the spirits. We probably should cast Bullseye. Great, end of the turn. But yeah, we probably should have cast Bullseye to make this really work. Though it looks like we're doing plenty enough damage here. Like I said, the Batos are pretty garbage. I am used to, though, the Texas Mac also being like pretty mechanically poor. It is, I would say, kind of more of a grunt unit, at least in the times I played with it in the past. This version of the Texas Mac. The one from Shin Getter versus Neo Getter versus Shin Getter is like pretty proficient. You know my feelings about it in R already, but like 9 range or a like really like sarcastically long range is nothing to scoff at. Where this is just in the past had like 1 or 2, like maybe 1 point more consistently. Cool. I'm pretty sure that was the same attack spell though. Yeah, I have imagined it in the past, or I'm not imagined, I've seen it in the past have like these like spread kind of bullets or like pistols rather than this shotgun kind of effect. Get these laser cannon. Cool. Let's see what this looks like. We can see a lot of new attacks now. But I'm glad that the Texas Mac is sort of living up to the expectations of like what a Getter is. Because it felt kind of like a gym in some of the earlier games when I played it. It is fascinating to me that like the first time we see the dragon, it's not in our hands. Like we have to watch the enemy use it first. Oh, good gracious. We did it because of the accuracy, not because of the damage. Okay, sweet. And then this should be when the rest of our team shows up now. Though I kind of wanted to do this just with just these two. Oh, wait, sorry. We don't get the whole team because this is still part of the route split. Okay, cool. Oh, yikes. Okay, he's moving on to the base, so we can't let that happen. Yeah, these little, like, furball deals are a real problem. You're going to get stopped up in the woods, yeah? Yeah, you're getting really caught up in the woods. Okay. Do we have an Excel on them? I can't remember. I can never keep track of all of the getter spirits. No, we do not. Okay. Do we have a range? We do. Okay, we will need to bullseye that if we're going to do it. Oh, but you can also just shoot from here. Oh, I guess that was different. It just like has a very similar gun animation. I did think the first one was more of a shotgun. This is the Mac Riot. Oh, Mac Riot. It's a riot. Yeah. A riot gun. Okay. Let's bullseye this. Like, we could get the hammer, but they're definitely going to be better. I'm sorry, he's better at melee? That seems so weird. Okay, well, never mind. I guess we're gonna hammer it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we will also flush. This is what I get for free-spiriting. You know, you'd think I would learn after playing Fantasy Band Wars, but nope. And then at the very least, we can have some of the getter jets probably separate off and attack it if we need to, and then recombine like right in front of them, and then have the rest of the squad go to the right, or just have maybe even just have just the Grungus go to the right, seeing as there's okay, it's more like a Morning Star. Cool. Yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty good damage. Maybe have the Grungus go to the right and like handle those two like elephant guys. I think they're not. Are they zoos? I don't remember. the English that is trying to be really good or really corny English that just sounds like really broken Japanese is so funny to me. Yeah, like there's very little threat coming from this direction, so we probably don't need a lot of things to camp out there, and like the Grungus can probably do that handily. It does look like we're keeping Ryusei though. That's interesting. Yeah, and like these will not get close enough to be a threat. We can transform into the regular mode. We can like the regular mode. We can just go back to the Grungus then next turn. I don't think we need a bullseye for this. I think I'm willing to risk the single % hit. Oh, my cursed hubris. Does that mean we die? No, we don't. Okay. I figured we had we had blocked enough terrain, but that's very funny. Okay. We're gonna say what you got for us? Nothing. Okay. Then I would rather pull him a little bit more to the left. Oh. Okay. Then we will separate. And we can crash these getters right into the side of it. Oh boy, that does not have that good of dodge though. Or does the Fuzz Boy just have like really good accuracy? Not bad accuracy. No, these are zoos. Are these Zaz? No, these are Sais. Sai. Sorry, my mistake. That's like kind of butts though. Right? Because like we don't want to risk that. Okay, where do we separate out to now? Over there. Okay, darn. That's like a lot of movement though. We went what 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like almost a full turn of movement. It's wild. I guess I need to like not stress out about it because like it's in place now, so we can get her beam something else. Right, go after like this, maybe. What other defensive properties we have? We've got a flash. I think we're going to. Yeah, we're gonna go this way. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Let's watch. Man, okay, that was like almost lethal. I'm used to these things being like super tanky, so I think I said that the last time we fought them too. I'm just like unnecessarily scared of them. I do like that the beam comes from its kind of like Bindi kind of deal. I did like the finger one though too. I'm just so used to it being like a navel laser from the Shin Getter. That'll be fine. Yeah, let's breast fire this. Okay, that's okay. We can start blocking if we need to. Yeah, we just like need to. We definitely need to weaken these. I think they're probably the greatest threat because they're flying. If we can clean those out, I feel like the rest will stay. We can feel pretty comfortable about the rest of our positioning because no one else is going to be moving. Not moving that quickly. Oh, yikes. We'll be fine. We can pull back a little bit once they're dead. Notable though that the Getter Beam does take a lot of energy. Yeah, but like that can be cleaned up by practically anybody now. Especially like the Jets could probably handle that. This is fine. If we get hit here, I was gonna say, if we get hit here, we can start blocking now, but we're good. Interesting. They had attacks. Interesting that they had attacks, but aren't moving when the little fuzzballs have better movement, but still attacked in place. Yeah. Interesting. I believe I dubbed that Seeker AI in the solo R video. I wonder something similar is happening there. That some of them are prioritized to attack because they're like characteristically more aggressive. Okay. We should be down by about 30%, right? That's 1500. That goes up to 4968. Yeah. Yeah, great. Koji, can you do the same? Oh, you have a full heal? Shame we can't use that after combat though. I don't mind. So what do we have? We go 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. We could just like park him in the middle here and toss on everything and see how that does. Oh, can these just not attack things in the air? No, they can. This might be a little bit wasteful, but I think better to spend it and not need it than need it and have not spent it. This still leaves us with a bullseye afterwards if we need to clean some stuff up too. But I think we're just going to try and punch something as hard as we can. Then we have... Oh, those are also weaker than I was expecting. Okay, that's fine. Then we also have like a pretty well safe unit for the rest of like the rest of enemy phase. The Grungus can take out one of these. Sure, we can even let the Boss Spore out follow up. Or not, because it has to be adjacent. Yeah, okay. This one has to be adjacent. Sometimes they get like a 3-range attack. Yeah, I will move Ryusei first just to make sure. Oh, no, right, no. This game does show you that tiles are like highlight even if you couldn't step on them because someone else is there. Okay, we can have Ryusei go here. Like, that attack is probably fine. How much power does it have? Only 1900. That's probably not going to kill it, though, is the thing. No, that's okay. Because that's what we have the Jets for. That's what we have the Jets for, to clean it up. Yeah, this is, I think, better. Oh, never mind. Okay. Critting helped, though. Because, again, crits in this game are bonkers. We can Bullseye and Flash a second time. I think I like that. The Texas Mac is just, like, kind of more fragile. It's not, it has a little bit less HP and a little bit less armor, but the Getter is also kind of fragile. It's definitely more of a unit that's like kind of about like bouncing back, you know, right? That it's high highs and low lows. Okay. Great. So yeah, one of these. Yeah. So this the Beta 3, the Gushiosu, yeah, and the Zoo we can kill each with hearts, and then that seems fine. Bummer. Okay. And then I was gonna say we could take out something else with the Getter Dragon. That's now a 99 and a 95. We've missed this scenario. I am unlucky today. That looks the same. I figured it would. Just want to make sure. That is a lot of damage, though. Yeah, okay. We can rely on these hitting pretty hard. Though I guess they're probably at max morale to start, though, aren't they? No, they aren't even at max morale. Okay, well, never mind. Forget that. Gracious. I still think this Gushios is our best choice. Because of the like threat of movement it presents. And that like half of the other enemies can't like seem to hit things in the air. Is it these ones that can't attack in the air? No, those. Okay. Oh, no. They can't attack close in the air is what it is. Okay. Probably the same for these two? Yeah. Okay. Have we hit any of these? We've not tagged any of those yet. Okay. So actually, we kind of want to be, like, right here in the, like, smack in the middle of them. Because they're never going to be able to hit us. Like, all three of those can't attack us from where we're positioned there. Man, I miss when games let us do this. I wanted to be more, but based on what we said in stream, based on what we said in stream on Sunday, maybe that's not going to be the case for this game, and that's fine. We gotta get through some of the soft stuff, get through some of the like foundational work for this like universe to get to the goodness. Great. We got to fortune something, though. Ideally, it's going to be one of these two. Yeah. Most of these can get like as soon as they want to join us, as soon as they want to show up. Most of these can get cleared up during enemy phase. Oh man, Okay, well, that's unfortunate. The Mazingers, all of it kind of got wasted. Like, there's no point to this. Okay. I guess we'll watch it block. Turns out those are going to be a little more of a problem than I thought they were going to be. If boss has a bullseye, we could maybe have it fight the Psy that's closer to the South Dome Lab. But we also game over with these two next turn if we can't do anything about it. Though maybe we'll have Sayaka fire some missiles at the lower HP one. Like that. I don't remember how good her accuracy is. She typically doesn't have bullseye, so I can't imagine that's going to work. But okay. Yeah, she just has flash, right? But like, that is probably not bad. We like don't need the healing. Okay, like we don't need the healing, so we may as well try. We could self-destruct, but that feels unnecessary. We may as well try this too. Yeah. Great. That saves us a turn. Like that's pretty good. And then we're gonna park ourselves right in front to like make it actually like hard to get on. I don't think we kill. Yeah, that's fine. The crit made us kill. Okay, things are feeling a little bit safer, not completely, but a little bit safer. Okay, if we separate you, where do you go right now? Interesting, great. You are low. That'll work. Neither of you are on the base next turn. Okay, we got time. I kind of thought this whole squad of 4 was going to be on the base, but yeah, the forest movement is really kind of ruining things for them. So it's just here. Great. Let's see what this eraser can do. On. Am I crazy? Am I the weird one here? I feel like it feels like one of those like kitschy school supplies during the like school fair sale kind of deal. That's unfortunate. Okay, I mean it's not that big a deal, right? I said it can't get in, so okay. What is your proficiency? It's an A on the ground. Okay. Why not? Have a bullseye just to make sure. And we already have a flash on from last turn. Good. Let's see what this map attack looks like. Or not. Did he say ora ora? Is he gonna punch them? Damage. Ooh, okay. That was maybe not the best use of this turn, but that's okay. I mean, speaking of not the best use, we wasted a lot with the Mazinger last turn. That like the fact that the bullseye also did literal nothing is pretty heinous. Okay. No, we're gonna destroy this with jets next turn. Great. And then have the Texas Mac. Oh, this is also free. That's not bad. This costs some energy, but has better accuracy. Let's try this. And I think I'm pretty sure we didn't like screw ourselves over with the Psy that's down, or the is that no, that's a zoo. Shoot. Oh, okay. That was not how I was expecting that was gonna go, but sure. Cool. Okay. It's so weird to me that they are not range-based characters. It's also weird that That's also weird to me that was a melee attack. That is the same energy as the breastfire being melee. Nice of them to not move. The scenario might be a real trouble if the bosses like actually were coming in at the same time. You didn't get actually closer to the base there, bud. Good try though. There's a lot of shuffling around that's happening. Okay. Let's separate. You have a responsibility to take out the closer ones. Like, that's fine. That one needs to go also. Okay. Or that one can go also. That's good. Okay, we have to stay in place if these are the ones we're going to be attacking. Well, I guess we'll hit the one with 100% accuracy, because goodness knows if I'm going to miss a 95 and a 99, I'll probably be missing a 98 this evening. You come back together. Okay, then let's just, like, wall up in front of the base. That should be fine. All of our investment is, like, super paying off now, which is... feels good. Can Sayaka hit anything from here? I should get both of them. Okay. Let's throw it at the one that has the highest chance to hit. Nope. Expressly not that one. Okay, that's fine. We might end up self-destructing boss this scenario. That would be fun. We like seldom get to use that. I mean, not fun for him. Just glad whenever we get to like use an element that we don't normally get to play with. Yeah, like I'm another shield defense. Cool. I'm like definitely still at this stage where like all of like so much of this is still like fresh and new to me. So just like getting to see the new stuff is like most of the exciting part. Yeah, that's easy. Let's see what this looks like. This is like an excuse to test extra moves. Now that we're not really threatened, we'll play around with our food. Yeah, so I like that we're going to introduce these two sort of looming threats that have been in the background of our mind for a lot of these missions. Can you believe it's been 20 missions already? Right, this is chapter number 19. I'm pretty sure the tutorial was like chapter number 0. It does not feel like it's been 20. Maybe my math's like a little bit bad by it. Okay, so we can have the getter get resupplied next turn. Just don't miss that, thank goodness. But I like that the two Chinese robots are getting introduced here at this time, because like you're supposed to feel some amount of uneasiness around the getter, I think, as the story of the getter develops. So like this feels like an appropriate time to introduce it. There's some elements about it that are coming up later that I think also fit really well with conversations about the getter. But like the getter is theoretically sentient. It seems like it has a mind of its own. And not just the getter. Like this is also coming off of. We also got to resupply Koji. Okay, that's fine. Great. This is also then coming off immediately from the Mazinger and conversations about whether it's alive or not. So by saying that, you can probably see where I'm going with the Chinese robots. But the getter rays always are presented as this willful force. And whether or not the getter is like canonically alive or seems to have a mind of its own, an intense amount of the presence of the getter in this, in its media, is this like force of will. It's not like courage or bravery, but this like pressing drive forward. Not necessarily like in like progress terms either, just the like we have to wrestle with whether or not forward is always best. Because right, like we saw Musashi like die to the fact that the place that forward that he wanted to go was one that he felt like required self-sacrifice in order to achieve. That like he was unable to have community without proving himself. And that's like pretty tragic, especially for a kid to feel, like I said before. But we're like definitely also somewhat talking about place in this game, when we have Ko, who is being like told that he can't be fighting in the Gundam. With Shinji like being forced to get in the robot. I don't know if those conversations happen quite so much around the Combattler or the Voltace. I think that kind of question is a little bit present with Akira in the Raiden, that he definitely feels some amount of like unease because of how like domineering and overwhelming the voice of Raiden is when he hears it. That I think there's it's like lightly part of the conversation, but there's definitely like the super robot is not just powerful, it also represents comfort in that power, that there is a force that you can fall back on that is like going to like win the day. Also, we should probably be in jet mode to get some extra movement, right? Or hold on, let's do this first. Yeah, okay, that's the same amount. Never mind. Okay, actually, no, hold on. Let's switch to Liger first. Oh yeah, never mind. This is definitely what we're doing. Okay. Place. Oh yeah, and I like the interplay that has with Brooklyn. I don't know how different the story is depending on which protagonist you pick, obviously. It seems like, based on my translation, that there isn't actually really a difference, that like all of the protagonists are going to work basically the same. And not like reading, I'm not like actually reading what their words are. Like, I don't know if we can hear the tonality of their feelings about place in the text, like if you pick a different character. But it does feel important that, you know, the main character acquires their robot not like in a not comfortable way. Oh, we probably could have fortuned that. Who's still up? Oh, boss is still up. Yeah. Well, we're probably gonna have some other things to fight. Yeah, that Brooklyn wasn't given this because of legacy, because his parents made it for him, because it just like sort of fell out of, well, it did literally fall out of the sky into his lap, but it wasn't like he was at a time of need and it fell to him. It like fell in a way that is devastating. And I think that like there's some amount of that also puts him out of place. Oh, okay. Oh, and this one's not post-movement. That was not post-movement. Okay, that's fine. Not the best. We would have preferred that if we were going to just like be right in front of him, we would have preferred that to be Poseidon. But I think we're going to try and hop over into Poseidon in like one of these water spaces later. It's just unfortunate that Gorgon doesn't move at all, so we can't like force him to be like right over the water in a way that we could take advantage of. I also bet that Daisaku Orochi is not going to like feet and hit it. Like, it probably doesn't have an A in the air. It probably doesn't have anything in the air, actually. Because, like, still in the middle of this, we still have a girlfriend who's lost. I think we're still sort of assuming that she's dead. I don't think we've seen any evidence to the contrary yet. So, like, that definitely feels a, like, violation of place. I also did not quite clock that we got a Valor there. Sorry, I didn't, like, really react to that more. I just did not... I'm used to Valors not actually being, like, that high of a premium, like, that much of a premium resource, but in this game, for sure it is. We'll definitely save that for his other better attack. We don't have a flash left anymore. This is fine. And none of these hurt enough that we can't then... Well, okay, maybe that one's going to. But we can block and still survive any of those. And Sayaka's close enough that... Sayaka's also close enough that he might just go after Sayaka instead. But she's close enough that she can heal anybody that needs to pay. And boss will be present at some point. Yeah, we're just going to block here. How much did we take? Yeah, okay. We probably... I don't think we needed to, but that's fine. Okay, can Sayaka get... Oh, she can. She can just, like, walk over to him and heal him right now. That's good. Let's check the Poseidon first. That's not the Poseidon. It's so weird to me that the order that they go in... I didn't want to end it. No. Okay, that's a shame. I don't know if we'll get the kill now. We would have to get it with the Texas Mac if we want the double credits. We'll see. Yeah, okay. I think it'll definitely be up to Ryusei whether or not this happens. Oh, but it's not in the air. It's not in the air. Darn. Okay. This is what I get for not paying attention. That's a B in the air. Will it be an A if we are? Yeah. Okay. That's better. I'm like trying really hard to have something to say about the story too. Right. So yeah, conversations about place, and I think those match well with conversations about like humanity. And like, yeah, so I would say right now we are talking like first information, second like humanity and the sanctity of it, and then third place. Because right, like it's not just that Dr. Hell is evil, it's not just that the angels destroy cities, it is that almost all of our villains are extraterrestrial. They are a threat that is unaccounted for by like human action. They are like otherwise alien, and that is the part that is scary about them. Not just the force that they wield. I guess now's the time. I guess now's the time to test if we snap off into the Jet Scrander. Okay, I mean, I guess not. We're fine. And then that's lethal. Are we gonna risk a fortune on that? I think we're going to. It's like we're gonna cash in on the all the misses we've had up till this point. I don't think the beam will do enough. Like, we're 500 power short. Hold on. It's morale 149 plus. Oh right, no. Yeah, I don't know what we're dividing by. And he also's got potential up. I don't know how powerful that is. If we just gotten to use any of the getters, this would have felt safe. Oh, that's a shame. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, that is a shame. Especially because it's like really costly for us to lose units too. Like we don't recover that money really quickly. You're gonna block, and then I guess we're just gonna have we'll have the getter just stop being goofy. I do want to see what our water options are. Okay, almost all of them are like one range. Okay, I could have checked that in a way that did not make us waste 3 turns to do it, but. Ooh, sparkles. Do we have a willpower? I do kind of want to see the shine spark. Actually, hold on. How much energy does that take? Is that just like a waste? That's like kind of overkill. Here's a bullseye. Oh, we also have a game. Okay, maybe Benkei and Musashi are not exactly the same. Typically they tend to be roughly the same pilots. At the very least, we just pull his level. It's not like I don't think he gets like re-added in at an average level. But I think he has most of the same spirits. Which is like kind of tragic too, right? Like Musashi's worry was that he was getting replaced. And kinda mechanically he does. Like there's just no reason. There's very little, if not nothing, lost by his death for the purposes of gameplay. And that feels like the sort of thing he would care about seeing, as he feels like paying off his place among his friends is about the actions that he can take, not about like what he means to them. 5 levels, okay, great. Oh, and we got a Valor on them, so good. Okay, that was. I'm not glad we lost that money, but that's like that was definitely a worthwhile trade. Okay, here we go. At long last. Ryusei just had that like sweaty vision moment because he's sensing the 2 robots, and so is Brooklyn too. That there is like something wrong about them. They seem conscious and they seem very distressed, that they are like in turmoil and pain. But the 2 of them also compare it to the T-Link system, that maybe this is something that is like caused by control over them. Okay. Are these original? These look so cool. Like, just the map sprites look so cool. If these are not original, I wonder what they are from. At the very least, I don't feel bad that I couldn't have guessed them. I guess we don't have the scans anymore. My translation said to be wary of them, that they were kind of spooky. That if we kill the ghoul, that will end the scenario. Like, the ghoul is our objective now. Yeah. But I don't know how quickly they're going to, like, move on to bases. The fact that we lost Mary, does make it kind of hard to take a look at them, which is a real shame. For the sake of getting to show them off, we might have some like altered continuity. Like I wouldn't actually make this attack, but I think I want to have Ryusei tag them just to take a look at them. But like that's not going to be the action we're taking this turn. So just sit tight. We'll cut to getting to actually look at them like in full picture. Seeing as the stage is called Dragon, let's look at that 1 second. We'll save that one for last. And maybe we'll learn that we can just actually fight these, and my translation like overblew it a little bit. And that's fine if we learned that. But I would be so cross with myself if we didn't get to actually see them. That's pretty cool looking. It is the white tiger. Okay. I have a sneaking suspicion there's going to be 4 of them. Cool. Okay. Let's look at the stats then. I guess I should have known. Like they said it was going to be a tiger, but oh, they also have large HP regen. Okay, that might be a problem. They also don't have enough. They also don't have enough limit to to host all of their stats. Their attacks aren't that scary. I bet we probably could take one of these down. I might play it safe and then just have like a cut in of me fighting them afterwards. That might be fun. But this reminds me of the white tiger. There are 4 sacred animals in. It starts from China, but Japan uses them also. The Japanese. I know the Japanese name's better than the Chinese names. So this is the Byaku. Then there's the dragon, the Seiryu. There is the vermilion bird. Sorry, the white tiger is Byaku. The blue dragon is the Seiryu. The vermilion bird is the Suzaku. And the black turtle is the Gembu. You might also hear the Suzaku called it's sometimes mistaken as the phoenix, which isn't true. And you also might see Seiryu as long, especially if you play like Shin Megami Tensei. It gets it's regularly called long in that series, and then Seiryu is a different dragon. So let's take a look at what I think is probably going to be long then. If I was better at the languages I say that I know, I probably could just read the kanji and be like, oh yeah, obviously. But we also have only said 2 so far. We've not said that there's a 3rd or 4th. But I imagine there's going to be. It is, like, they are super robots, so I feel like they could combine into, like, all 4 of them could combine into the, like, super dragon. But I also don't know if that's, like, real mythology or that's just, like, an artifact, a facsimile of how Shin Megami Tensei works. That's pretty cool. I like its wings. The wings are a little, like, out of place for a, like, East Asian dragon. They typically don't need wings. They don't need wings to fly. They grab the clouds with their talons and like pull themselves forward. Yeah, I think if we hadn't lost the Texas Mac, this would have felt a little bit safer just having like 1 extra attack in. They're definitely pretty spooky. They look very cool. I'm very pleased with them. I think that was well worth the wait. But let's pretend that never happened. Those were the scans that we would have gotten. And, like I said, I would just be so upset if I didn't get to look at them after how long we've waited for them, after I've been, like, so hyped for them. So I will make an exception this time. But I also don't want to get in their range if I can help it. Like, we don't want to lose anybody. So I think we'll just keep the Mazinger here. I want to start moving Ryusei over to fight the ghoul. I imagine at some point we're probably going to need to kill them. But I would be just absolutely ecstatic if we got to add those to the team. Like, that would be incredible. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe we do end up killing them now. Oh, okay. I guess they're deciding that we're going to be fighting them. Let's see how it goes. We might as well keep the animations on. They have a couple of attacks we didn't get to see. This actually works out really well because this is after they would have HP regen. I'm pretty sure HP regen. I'm pretty sure it should proc at the start of your turn. So this is like giving us like maximum. This is like the maximum version of damage we could be doing. That's still the same fire attack. That's fine. It's a shame that we don't have the Valor on Ryoma to like Shine Spark plus Valor. Okay. Man, that 3,300 is like barely moving that HP bar though. Maybe we can't kill them. Okay, let's see how badly this hurts. We have been upgrading the Grungust. Is this what we've been upgrading the Grungust for? To like tank one of these? We can do like 5k in an attack, can they? Let's see. I feel like I associate the swirls on its like shoulders. Yo, sick. Nice block. I feel like I associate the swirls on its shoulders with a lot of Chinese visual design. I don't know if that's true or if that's like a fair assessment. But we probably should have also blocked that because like doing chip damage to 2 things that can regen is just like not worth our while. Yeah. I guess we didn't look at their like actual stats. Like those numbers mean practically nothing to me when I don't know how to like incorporate them into an equation. Yeah, like we can't even Shine Spark. Yeah, we don't have enough energy left for it. How good are they in the water? We might be able to take the tiger out if we can like get it. Oh, the tiger's only got a C in the water. Okay, we might be able to do this if we can pull this into the water. That would be pretty excellent. Yeah, I'm really tempted to go for it. Sweet. It doesn't help that we've not actually seen them hit us yet, so it's like hard to estimate how much damage are we risking by like sticking around for this. I guess. Yeah, I guess we're fighting the dragon first because it's definitely the more hurt, and it seems to have. And it seems to have a little bit less HP. Yeah, let's try this. Okay. We've done 6k to it, and it's barely moved. Okay. I feel like it didn't move at all for that one. Are we like just, is it not going to let us take them down below a certain amount of HP? That would be pretty lame. Okay, how does this look? Not great. Do we have... Are we hurt? No, okay. So we could just take a hit and then let Ryoma heal it. But I don't think we're going to do that. Oh, hold on. We don't, like, gain morale anyway. Maybe we do need to go in the water and then just, like, start taking a couple of attacks with the Getter Poseidon. Yeah, okay. Let's try this. Yeah, like let's try going here. Maybe we are gonna fight the tiger first, because like I know we put a flash on, but this feels pretty. Oh, we can 100% take this. Okay, no, this tiger's dying. And that wasn't even in the water yet. Yeah, no, we're gonna fight this. We're gonna fight this. It is possible that I will like cut this out and speed this up if this takes too long. But I can hold on. We're just gonna block here. We just want to get hit by this because yeah, it'll do practically nothing. That will give us some more morale. Okay, Brooklyn. How? Oh, it's full healed. Okay. That's gonna be the problem. If the The big one's like almost a full heal. Yeah, okay. No, this is a plan. We can do this. We can do this. Okay, well that's lame. We did more damage to it, and after a point, it just healed itself. Hold on, let me look this up. Is this? I don't normally do this, but I was like confident we had a way to kill it. Did I accidentally heal it with something? Is the top ability a heal somehow? Because I think we had it, and I think the game doesn't want me to have it. It feels like it's denying me of it. That's very frustrating. Because I really like when the game like lets you do this. Like I did this with Bean Zoldark in Complete Box, where like if he showed up, I was like, boy howdy, if you're gonna sit here and take damage, I'm gonna make you dead because it's worth so much money. And like if you can get those kills, like I don't know, reward me for it, please. What are we looking for? This is the telekinetic field. It just ignores damage, but we did more damage to him than the HP bar that he's been hit with this turn. So I think you're just not allowed to kill them. That's so lame. Okay, I'm going to operate under the assumption that I cannot, and then just go after the ghoul from now on. But if someone knows and can tell me whether or not the game just like forces you to fail here, not fail, but like rejects the idea that you could kill them, I would love to know. That feels so disappointing, man. Yeah, I mean we can hurt the ghoul. I guess like narratively it does kind of make sense. We are told that they like seem like they are suffering and that we like want to break the control of them, which is like fine, sure. We can be not humanitarian, robotitarians. But I did really want to have a cool boss fight with them and like try to figure out what actually has to happen. Okay, we still can't T-Link because we're still fighting aerial enemies. Stuff being in the air in this game has like really, I guess, sorry, not stuff being in the air. Terrain has been a really big feature of this game, and I am kind of here for it. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna feel like nothing now afterwards. They are barely a threat. You know what? We've been holding onto this propellant tank. We probably actually don't. I was gonna say we could use it now. We probably don't need it. Yeah, like we still have 2 of these attacks left. Yeah. What a disappointing end. Okay, well you're still hurt, so you may as well get healed. Because I'm pretty sure the getter can finish this off. Some free levels for the Diana for Sayaka, but ruining my fun, so lame. Okay, hold on. We'll recombine. Then we will heal. We'll heal. Then let's separate just in case we get hit. I don't know if we'll be able to survive, but we might. Let's find out. Great. Perfect. And then we can finish off with the Getter one. Sorry, the Getter Dragon. Oh, okay, never mind. What an absolutely ludicrous end to this stage. Okay, sure. We couldn't have fortuned it anyway because we had already wasted the one before. Oh man, when we killed off the Texas Mac. But like I would obviously it would have been better had the XP gone to all three of them. I was just like being too greedy trying to like farm off of it. Yeah, so Ryusei points out he has a similar feeling, and then Brooklyn starts feeling it too. That when they use the T-Link to connect to their robots, a similar feeling was connecting those two Chinese robots with the Ghoul. And that feels like that's supposed to be just an SRX project, so like something seems up. Maybe Ingram isn't quite the good egg that we thought he was. I forgot. I did not read all of the scenario conclusion. I like kind of doing that afterwards so I don't like get it quote spoiled for me. But I did read the first paragraph, but I did forget this. It's not just that they experienced a sensation that was like the T-Link. It was once the T-Link was broken, they did not need to use the process that they do to T-Link to feel the connection with the dragon and the tiger. Which feels like pretty noteworthy that this like power exists beyond just something that is like very knowable and controllable in this like very scientific way. So now we're gonna ruin basically everything that I just talked about because whoops, Musashi is just alive. I kind of hate that we do this. I don't dislike the idea that maybe we want to save some of the characters that would have otherwise died, but I think it's so crucial that he does end up sacrificing himself for the purpose of the plot that I kind of wish they didn't do it this way. They at least try to say something about the Getter with it, that the Getter was the one that sort of like force ejected him right at the last moment because it was like alive enough to feel like it wanted to protect him. So like if we have a silver lining, and this is the thinnest of silver linings, I like that we're acknowledging that the Getter does this. Maybe this is true for one of the Getter continuities, but I think it is only true in the like American version of it. I know they do change how that happens. I listened to like video essay on the Getter series, and I think they changed that for when it got like ported over to, I think it's called Samurai Warriors, Shogun Heroes, something like that. I don't know if that means we're gonna like keep using it. Maybe we can like switch the two of them out, but I still maintain that I think all the things that I said are more meaningful. All the things I did during this scenario are more meaningful if he does lose his life here. Now we are back with Ryusei and our main character, and he feels that, like the experience that he had during the time when they were trying to link with the animals proved to Ryusei that the main character has way more psychic power, at least potential for it, than even Ryusei does. And this conversation is had while Brooklyn is in bed, because that many links have just like utterly annihilated his like psyche. He's not dead. He's just like, he blacked out and he was like really, really out of it. And so they start talking then about, you know, like what are the consequences of doing this? Like, what are their long-term effects of repeatedly linking? Can this go too far? And Ryusei says that there are two options. Either you go berserk, which I feel like reflects the EVA units that we just got, or kind of just got, or it will like actually destroy his brain and his like ability to process in like a very like Gundam, like how like what happened to Camille when he overused his new type powers. And then we're gonna go back to the rest of the group, and Ryusei is like, "Oh man, I could like stay here look at the getters all day, but I would really love to meet all the Gundam pilots, and then also maybe see the famous Ava." Like that feels very intentional that we have those two things back to back. The Texas Mac is also just like, I mean, we may as well come along. My translation did not give us a good reason for it, but he's just also there too. And I am told by my translation that you should now have the Rigazi if you have 7 or more skill points and the Zeta Gundam. If we save, we can see how many skill points we have, which I'm pretty sure, yeah. We are at, it should just be 11. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think there actually was one from this because we didn't destroy. Even if destroying Brocken would have been an option, we did not do it, so we shouldn't have increased that many. But speaking of Brocken, there was also a conversation in the middle there where Ryusei and the Mazinger pilots do also lament the fact that the enemies now have like some data on their like new weapon that was like supposed to be maybe sort of not like a secret weapon, but it was definitely going to be rather helpful for them. And now that that is not private, that definitely poses some concerns. Okay, so Emma got upgraded to the Super Gundam. Cool. I wonder if we can, given how much this game loves separate units, I wonder if we can separate this off into the G Flyer, the G Platform. It's the one that Katz drives. Actually, to that point, is he in here? I guess this is just looking at units. We do have the Zeta Gundam. That sprite looks a little dumpy. It's a little silly looking. But I wonder if the skill point thing is true. Oh, this is the Hyakushiki Kai. Cool, cool. I did not expect to see this. This feels like too new of a unit to me. It's like back head hair bulge thing looks a little weird. It's like too round and circular compared to how angular the rest of it is. Like I think of the Hyakushiki as being a very like sharp unit. I think we had the Jim Cannon before. And then we got Amuro and the Rigazi. Cool. This is, oh right, that's again Ray Robo. Then we have the Rictius. We've got 3 of them. This is the red one, and these 2 are the black ones. Yeah. Began. Right, Emma is still in the Gundam Mark II also because it can snap off. Yeah, so maybe we just aren't going to get the whatever the backpack is called. Oh yeah, we never looked at what the fighter for this one is. We can see that here. We may as well look at it now. Victory Gundam. This is the Gun Easy. That's what it is. I'm glad we have like Ryusei permanently now. He's been a pretty good like addition to the team. I'm happy to have him. The G Defense. Oh, Rekka was in it. Okay, no, so it does separate out. Oh, sick. We might need to use the Super Gundam because it has some extra parts to it. Assuming we don't need to deploy. I hope we don't need to deploy the Gundam Mark II and the G Defense. That would be awful. Wasn't she in the Methers before? Oh, we do. I guess we do have Fa now. Okay. I don't remember if we got her before or not. We've gotten Fa a lot recently in so many games I can't remember. Right, here are the animal parks. They take up so much space in the list. Oh, right, here's the Victory Gundam with the legs missing. Here are the rest of the battles. This is the Poseidon Flyer, the Dragon Flyer, and the Liger Flyer. Oh yeah, here's we've not gotten to look at the oh, it's the Jet Pilder now because it does have little wings on it too. Yeah, here's the core fighter for the Victory Gundam. Here's the core fighter too, and we just don't have anything in the core. Nobody's in the Gundam right now. I love just how many like pieces there are. I love how many little pieces there are. I'm sure they don't actually really matter that much, but it's fun. It makes me happy. But I will hopefully I will remember for Friday's episode to try out the Super Gundam, because if we could separate that out, I'm gonna be in heaven. If we could do this with what? The Combattler. We'll probably get to do with it on Cougar later. The Getter. and then the Super Gundam. That's 4 units at least, if I can't think of any others off the top of my head. Yeah, and then I presumably we'll do with the Voltes then too later. Okay, well that was fun. I'm glad we finally we're starting to get some answers about the Chinese robots. I'm gonna be floored if we don't then see a Crimson Bird and a Black Turtle. That would be absolutely wild that they just picked those two. Maybe there's a continuity that just has the 2 of them, but I don't think just the lion and the tiger, or sorry, the dragon and the tiger are like a paired set, but I could be wrong. Not that they also have to like pull it from something, right? They're allowed to make their own. They're allowed to make their own stuff. I wish, like, I'm sitting here wishing the scenarios were harder, and I'm like trying to fight. I feel like what are probably supposed to be super bosses that I'm not supposed to fight yet, and I'm disappointed that it won't let me kill them. Oh man, I really do want to know. I'm so curious whether they are killable, and maybe that will be redundant. Maybe tacked on at the end of this video will be me showing, like, me killing them. But I guess I do kind of also want to know if the game is just gonna like force me rigidly to obey the story. Now that we are 20 chapters in, how many actual like missions are there in this game? Now that we're about like a third of the way through, maybe this game is just like way more story. Maybe this game is just way more story heavy than I was giving it credit for. I know we can certainly build up to things, but yeah, I also really appreciate that difficulty for these games does not just have to be bigger numbers. The way that the AI was driving all of the Getter enemies out the Sao Tome laboratory was just not efficient, and we had some more pressure that would have been good. But the Gusiones or whatever they're called, the hairballs, the beta 3s, you know the ones. Like the fact that those had really high movement and could land on the base within a turn, like that was good. Like that actually required us to like care about who we were mashing through. So like getting those to like steer in a way that's not stupid would definitely be be the kind of escalation I would be looking for. But that will wrap things up for me. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm certainly, like I said, I'm certainly delighted because we finally get some like answers about these cool robots, and they are so cool. They're so cool. So hopefully we'll see those some more in Friday's episode. But that will do things for me for today. As always, thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I am just still very delighted. We like have a really active conversive community now. We have like we've got like multiple people talking, and it's delightful. It makes me so happy. And I'm glad you're all a part of it, and I hope you are happy to be here too. If you like what's going on, you can look forward to just a lot more coming down the tracks. Thursday we are back to W. Like I said, more alpha on Friday, so that means no fantasy main wars this week, and then Sunday we'll be doing W again. So, and yes, that's roughly what our schedule looks like. If you are watching this live, or not live, if you're watching this when it comes out, you know what I mean. We are actively watching Tekkaman Blade episodes 7 through 12 if you'd like to join us on our book club excursion, our TV show excursion. And yeah, feel free to toss in some comments in like the description for this video and live with me what will be tomorrow if you're watching this when it comes out. But I would love to hear your thoughts about those too. It's my first time watching Tekkaman Blade, and there's some jank going on, but it's an enjoyable jank. I will warn you, if you would like to pursue this path with us, be warned that there's definitely some like photosensitivity epilepsy warnings. There's a lot of flashing lights, so like if that's going to be a concern for you, absolutely no hard feelings. We'll keep watching more stuff afterwards. Maybe it's probably healthier for you to sit this one out. But other than that, it's been a really enjoyable experience. So that'll wrap things up for me before I make this a 2-hour episode. Thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you. If I don't see you in tomorrow's stream, maybe I will see you in the VODs. And enjoy the rest of your evening. Make me now the rest of your day, and take care.